you're looking for some intermediate trunk rotation exercises or thoracic rotation exercises, I've put together a few here to kind of help with proprioception as well as a little bit of range of motion and some strength. So we're going to start off with a variation of stomach massage. I have the foot bar, for me, down one from the top. If you have a client that has very long hamstrings, you might want to have them all the way up to the top. I have one heavy spring or one red spring, and I'm going to be sitting kind of halfway along the carriage. Of course, this is definitely a position that you can alter. You can scoot forward or scoot back depending on how your client feels. So for me, I'm fine here, and then we're going to think of reaching those arms forward. So traditional stomach massage is kind of here or here, depending on which version you're after. But for this one, we're going to add some trunk rotation. You can either have the hands on the forehead, or you can add a little bit of opening with the arms as well, like so. So for me, usually I like to have the hands glued to the forehead, because if the arms are moving, people tend to think of the shoulders doing the opening as opposed to the actual spine doing the rotation. So for those reasons, I tend to recommend hands glued to the forehead. So we can think of spinning in place or rotating in a column as we turn. And I do like this position because it helps keep the pelvis nice and grounded. It's a little bit more anchored that way, so there isn't the temptation to move or compensate through the hips or the knees. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go into 4-point. I'm going to change the spring weight to maybe 1 1/4 or 1 heavy and 1 light, depending on your needs. You can absolutely go lighter than that. I don't know about heavier. Again, it depends on who you have. But we're going to grab the front strap here. I'm going to come a little bit closer to the front end of the carriage. I'm going to be in 4-point here. And once I found my position, I'm going to loop or thread. Like literally, this is just thread the needle. So we're going to think of letting that strap pull us through, and then we're going to come into a little bit of a scapular retraction here. So a little stretch and pull the scapula back, allowing that trunk to rotate with it. So that sternum is facing the floor, and then it's turning to face the wall. So we're getting some scapular work as well with this one, which is a bit of a bonus. But also, again, some nice anchored rotation through the spine without worrying about the pelvis moving. Okay, so lastly, we're going to move into short box, not American, sorry, short box with the reformer box here. And we're going to put that over top the shoulder rests. Let's drop these down. And then we're going to put 2 heavy springs to anchor the carriage. Okay. So again, making sure that it's pressed all the way forward for safety purposes. I'm going to make sure that pressure is through the center of the box first before I get on here. And we are going to turn to face the side of the carriage. I've got 1 foot anchored into the strap here and a little bit internally rotated as well. This leg we can either place into external rotation, or we can hang it off the front of the box here, depending again on your client's mobility. I like to be here. I find that's a little bit more secure for my pelvis. And then we're going to start off with arms nice and wide. Deep inhale, we're going to reach into a side bend, and then we're going to twist. Exhale to open the arms, or thinking of that hawk unfolding the wings. Coming back to face the front, brushing the hand along the ear, and then coming back over towards the side. So the choreography for this one is a little bit trickier, but I do really love it. It feels really, really good. Great way to end a session, or a great way to kind of wrap up a segment in your session when you're doing trunk work, because you get that nice side bend, but you're also getting some really, really nice trunk rotation as well. It feels so good. Okay, so give those ones a try. It can be tricky, so please be safe, especially getting on and off of the reformer box.